Okay, so hello everyone. So in this video, we'll try to find and understand about functions. Okay, why do we need functions? We'll understand about that as well. So let's take an example and understand why do we need a function. Okay, so let me just explain you something. Okay, everyone is familiar with this code. Is this and sorry, just give me a second. nCr. How do we find this? Obviously, I think everyone is familiar with this. Right, this is the formula. That means we need to find the factorial of n. We need to find the factorial of r. It's here, right? We'll give value of n, we'll give value of r. We'll need to find the factorial of n, factorial of r, and factorial of n minus r. What is the common thing in everything in these three things? N factorial, r factorial, n minus r factorial. Factorial, right? So let's see how we'll do it, and I'll explain you why do we need functions for it. Okay. So let's just get started. Let's get started using namespace std int main. Okay. So we need n, right? So let's take n. Let me tell this user. Okay, so enter n. Okay, so let me even create it. Let's just create it here only. Enter error. Let me see in n, and now let me tell the user enter r. Okay, give the double quotations. Okay, so endl, and let's write even here endl, so it takes us to new line. Okay, okay, great. Now come. Now we need to find the factorial of n. So let's first find the factorial of n. How do we find the factorial of n? There is gonna be something like I, which will go from y 1. So while I is less than or equal to your n, how do you find? Let me just write here something. Factorial of n. Okay, let's initialize it with 1, and every time we do it, we will find fact of n equal to fact of n into I. Right? We know about this. How to find this factorial? It will keep on multiplying. Okay, I'll just show you how we'll get the factorial. Let's see. We have value 5. Okay, we have to find the factorial of 5. So 5 factorial. How do we find it? Fact equal to 1. Okay, now it came here. 1 into, let's take 1. It's fine. Equal to 1. Okay, it will be stored in my fact. Now we'll do here I plus plus, I equal to I plus 1, or I plus plus. Okay, so next time I will be 2. This is fact value, and this is I value, right? It will become 2. So next again, after that 3, after it will get 6 again into 4. This is I value. Okay, I value. After that we'll multiply this, and then again whatever is this, 24 into 5. 5 is the value of 5, and we'll get, supposedly we'll be getting 120. Okay, we'll be getting 120. Make sense? So obviously I hope this makes sense, right? How we're getting this. So let me just erase this part. Let's get to the program. Okay, great. So with this I would be able to find my factorial of n, right? So I came here outside. Now let's find the factorial of r. Okay, fact of r. Again initialize it by 1. Okay, and let's create it. And since we will be requiring I again, so let me reinitialize I value with 1. Okay, and come here while I is less than or equal to this time r, right? Because we need to find the factorial of r. Come here, take this value, control v equal to control v into I, right? Makes sense? Right, now let's find again the same thing. Come here, create fact n minus r. Okay, so n minus, let me take it, n minus r. Okay, let's initialize with 1. We'll see. Okay, what's the advantage of functions? I equal to 1. Again reinitialize I, because we need to use I. See, you can use I, or you can just create another variable and reinitialize that with 1. Okay, initialize that with 1. So now let's just use this I only. N minus r. Where is it? This. Control C. I hope you understood that by running this code till line number 26, we will get the factorial value for fact n, fact r, from here, and fact n minus r. Okay, so how do you get the answer? Simple. How to get the answer? Int answer equal to, how do you find the factorial? It is fact n, okay, fact n divided by, what is the answer? Fact n minus r, but before that it is multiplication of fact r, right? Make sense? Right. Fact n divided by, see, n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial, right? So let's see whether we're getting the answer or not. So let's take this answer, and after this let's understand what's the advantage of functions. Okay, so let me just run it. Let's give the value of r. Okay, what is this? I did not initialize it. Okay, it's fine. And so it should be here, enter r, not n. Okay, great. Let's see. And I'm not entering the value of r. I just saw it now. Just C in right here. C in r, right? Great. Now come, and let's give 5, and let's do for nCr, right? So let's take for 5c2, 5c2. Okay, we should get answer. What are we getting? Let's see. Okay, it's not giving us an answer. I think we have something missed out something. Let me just see. Okay, sorry. The thing is, I'm not actually increasing the value of I, right? Sorry. If you don't increase the value of I, it will never end the loop, right? So end the loop out here, and the loop out here. Okay, great. Now I should get the answer. Okay, let's take again for 5 2, 5 and 2. We are getting 10. Why is this 10? Let's see. So obviously for let me change the color, nCr. So we're doing for 5c2, right? So 5 factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial will be 3 factorial, right? 3 factorial. So this will be 120, this will be 2, and this is 3 to the 6, right? So come here, 60, 1s are 10. So we're getting 10. Makes sense how we're getting nCr? Right. So this is, somehow we got the answer, but there is something that's lacking behind this code. What's that? Anyone? The code is running perfectly fine, but if you see properly, we are doing the work again and again. See, I wanted to take out the factorial of n. I came here and I wrote the code for factorial n. I came out and again I did for factorial r, for factorial n minus r. But I'm doing the same code, right? I'm running the same code if you see properly. Just the value is different. Just this part is different. And everything is same. Okay. So what should we do? Why do we need functions? Functions basically we need because it actually reduces your code. Okay. Now we'll make a function. Okay, which will write only once. Okay, we'll write only once for factorial, and that will take care of n factorial, r factorial, and n minus r factorial. We'll see, okay, how we'll do that. It will be something like this, a black box. Okay, you can select something. We'll create this black box right now. I'll be like, hey, please take out the factorial of n. I'll be getting n factorial. Okay, I'll store it somewhere. I'll be like, hey, please take the value of r and take out the factorial of r. It will take out the factorial of r. Hey, please take the value of n minus r, whatever value it is. Please take out that factorial. And after getting all the factorials, you just have to multiply them and get the answer. Right. Let's see how we will do that. Okay. And let me just comment this out for that. So I'll be requiring from. Let me just comment from here. Okay. So let's just comment it. I'm using, by the way, this is multi-line comment. Okay. Just a second. Where is it? I'm gonna comment it here. What I did, slash star. Okay, start from where you want to do this commenting till where you want to do, you just do this like this. Okay, so this whole thing is just commented out. Okay, make sense? Now let's make the function. Okay, function is made before your main function. Okay, before where your control starts, it's made before that. Okay, so let's see how we're gonna make it. See, you write something like this. Functions basically means this data type of output. That means what you are about to return, the answer. Okay, name of function. Okay, and then input, what you are giving in your function. Okay, let's understand by code. It will make it more simple. Okay, let's understand it. So let me just come here. See, we will be returning an answer integer, right? Okay, let's give the function name as factorial function name, and we want some value. Okay, so let it be n. We are saying that let n be the value with whose factorial I want to calculate. Okay, making sense? And come here, I equal to 1, and you just have to write this part. Where is it? This part. Control C, fact n, return the value of fact n, or let's write it factorial. Let's just write like this, fact, because it's gonna be general. Okay, so let's write it this. What did I do? See, I'm saying that I will be get, see, I'm making a black box. Okay, this is kind of black box whose name is factorial. I'm giving here n, and I'm saying you calculate the factorial of that specific n. Okay, so it's calculating, and return means give me the answer. Okay, give me the output back. So it's giving me the back output as fact. Okay, whatever I've calculated, it's giving me the answer. Okay, let's see how we'll use it. I came here and I'm like, okay, I created fact n, and I'm saying, okay, don't pass this, just pass this factorial, the function. Okay, and what name, whose factorial I want to calculate, n, right? So pass n. Make sense? See, remember this n and this n, they are different. Okay, we'll see even now. We'll see how we'll retrace them. Okay, or else if you guys are getting confused, should I change the name, or let it be like this? I'll just show you now. Okay, see, again, next is I want to calculate the fact for r. So I can say factorial calculate a value for r. Okay, whatever is the value, it will be passed, right? Example, if r is 2, then 2 will be passed. Okay, 2 will be passed, and that 2 will be copied out here instead of this n. Okay, I'll show it to you after. We'll do the dry run. Don't worry, we'll just do it. Okay, let me just show you, and then I'll do the dry run right now. And let's take fact of n minus r. Okay, so how we're gonna go do that? We'll be like, okay, take out factorial. Since you're the black box, take the value of n minus r, and you bring the factorial. See, so much thing has been reduced. We just wrote this small thing, and it's taking care of all the factorials. Can you see? Just one single line is saying that, and just trying to take out the factorial of a specific thing. Why do we need? The code became small. We can even read properly that we are taking the factorial of n, we are taking the factorial of r, we are taking the factorial of n minus r, and we are just doing this. Let me just do this. Control V. Can you see it? It's so much readable. Let's see. Let me explain it as well. See, I created this black box. Int is, that means what I'm returning, that it should be that time. If I'm returning an true or false, then it will be bool. But right now I'm returning integer, so it's int. Factorial is the name of the function. You can give any name. Okay, if you want to write fact, factorial of specific name, you can give any name. Okay, that's your wish. Afterwards, what you are passing input, you are passing a number, so that number is basically this input. Okay, next is calculate the factorial for the specific number and bring the value. Okay, so let me tell you, let's run, and then again we'll see that right. Okay, let me just first run it. So what's the fact was not declared, sorry, we have to even declare fact, right? So int fact equal to 1. Okay, inside this we need to even know, say that, okay, factorial is existing, right? So let's see, let's take the same thing for n minus r. So n should be nCr, and this r this, and reading tip. How did we get it? Let's see, how did we get this? Let me make it a bit smaller. Okay, I hope it's visible, right? The main part I think is visible. Okay, come here. I took the value of ns5, rs2. I told, hey factorial, go and take out the value of n. Okay, that means factorial of 5. Here, as soon as I wrote 5, this 5 is passed on this. Okay, remember there are two things. Main, this is the main function, and this is the factorial that you have created. Okay, factorial, this is a new function. Okay, sorry for the handwriting. factorial. This has its own value as int n, int r. Okay, it has its own value. This has only int n. Okay, right now you told factorial n means 5, so 5 went and it got copied out here. Okay, so 5 was here and n became 5. Okay, now inside of this you are trying to calculate inside of this. See, these two are different functions. Okay, this is the main function, this is the factorial. They have their own variables, like we have seen the scope, right? Even here we'll see the scope. Okay, see, this n is basically belonging to this main, this n is belonging to this function factorial. They are different n's. Okay, making sense? Although the names are same, but they are different. So see, I gave here 5. Okay, 5 came out here. Now since n is 5, I'm gonna get the factorial of 5. I got 5 factorial, and I came and I stored it. See, this is returning me an integer. It's returning me an integer, so I'm coming and storing that value in an integer. Okay, that's why I wrote here int fact n. Okay, so here I got the value of 5 factorial, that is 120. Okay, make sense? Okay, great. Now see, next is I'm saying calculate the value of factorial r. That means now instead of 5, what has been passed? Factorial of 2. It went and it calculated the value of 2, because now instead of n being 5, it is 2 now. Make sense? So now n is 2, so I'm gonna get the factorial for 2, right? Because n is 2, obviously it's gonna calculate the factorial for only 2, right? So out here I'll be getting the factorial for 2, so it's 2. Okay, next comment. Next is n minus r. What do you mean by n minus r? 3, right? 5 minus 2 is 3, so factorial, go and take out the factorial for 3. Again, now n will be 3 will be copied inside of n, and now this n is actually this n, right? This n, just change the color so it makes sense. Okay, now n is 3 out here, so take out the factorial for 3 and return that value, and I'm returning and storing that value in fact of n minus r here. Okay, so I got here 6. After that, everything has been done. After everything has been done, you come in, just calculate the value, that's answer, and just fact whatever it is, and we're getting our answer. Make sense? Simple, right? What happened? What is the advantage? If you see properly, the code became so much readable. You know what you're doing. Reusability, that means you can use this code again and again. Unlike this part, here we are actually trying to calculate the factorial for every part, right? Fact for n, fact for r, fact for n minus r, right? But here I just made a single code which I'm actually trying to take out the factorial for any given number. Okay, any given number. Make sense? So I'm just like, okay, factorial, go and find the value of n. Now it's making sense somehow what we're doing, we're supposed to do. Okay, so this is basically your functions. Why do we need functions? Is basically because it makes your code, see, it was a bit bulkier, right? Now it's a bit it's reduced, less number of lines are written, it's readable, right? Obviously it makes sense now to use functions. I hope you are understanding why do we need functions, why we'll be using functions. Because I don't want to do work again, same work. Who wants to do again? I'll create something that will do that work, and I'll always tell that person to come and do that work for me. Example, I just assign a single work to someone, okay, this part, and every time I want to make this work be done, if I want this work to be done, I'm calling this person and saying, hey, you just come and do the work for this specific value, or just do this for this specific value. Making sense? Okay, I hope it's making sense, right? So this is just the beginning, just the introduction, so I hope the intro part is clear. Okay, now see, let's do one more thing. Okay, let's do one more thing. Let's do what should we do? Let's print the values. Okay, let's just print the values. So I'm like, okay, since you've taken out a factorial, now you do is print till n. Okay, let me just comment this part out. I hope this part is understood, right? So let me just comment this part out. Okay, now we're trying to do only this part. Take a value n, and even if you don't need r, but it's just fine, just give an r. Okay, you just are gonna take n, you are taking the input, you are printing the value of n. What do you mean by n? Print all the numbers that lies between from 1 to n. Okay, how do we do that? Let's see. First of all, I want to print, right? So do I need to return anything? Obviously no. So here I'm not gonna store it anywhere. Okay, don't store it anywhere, not like int or something like this. Okay, don't store it anywhere. Make sense? Okay, it's not returning anything, it will just be printed. So great, there's no return type, void. Here it was int. Why? Because I was returning my answer. Am I going to return anything? I'm just going to print, so I'll not return anything, so it's void. Okay, come here and let me write here print till n. Okay, let's just keep this function. Let me just copy here, and we are calling this function. Okay, great. I came here, I got the value of n, and again I'm saying those two are different. Okay, if you want to change the value from n to, let's say, a, you can do that, it's fine. Okay, they are different value. It's just that whatever value is here, it's getting copied out here in this variable a. Okay, making sense? So let's come here. How do we print till n? I'll be here, like I'll take a value I'll be like, okay, let's take while I is less than or equal to n. Okay, or sorry, I have taken a, right? So let's take a. See out, what do we need to see out? Value of I and I plus plus. Make sense? Just see out the value, give a space. Does this make sense? So see, if I want to call this function like this, like see, I'm just taking a space. If I'm here, if I want to use it again, like after I have printed for n value, okay, I'm like, no, I don't want to print for n, I want to print it again for even for 100. Okay, after that again I came in, I'm like, no, I'm not, I want to use it somewhere in the code. Remember, after many lines, example, you're gonna require the same function, then you can do that. Okay, right now I'm writing in the same line, but see, can you see, just a small line means this whole thing. Okay, so we'll see that. Let's first see, and I'll print that. Okay, so let's just run and just see, firstly let's see the value of n as 10. See, first 10 numbers were printed. Okay, after that again I'm calling on line number 39, print the numbers till 100. So can you see, everything has been printed. Did I need to do anything else? I'm like, okay, I'll just write some more, like let's say some things are being written out here. Okay, and after some lines, okay, after like n number of lines, you are like, okay, I want to print the values again. So print what? Print till 1000. Let's say for that matter, let's take a small value, 500. So see, I just wrote this small line, it's gonna act everything like this. Okay, 500 will be stored here, and again everything will be printed. Making sense? So reusability of the code is, we can see out here, right? We are just using the code again and again. We have used this code n number of times, 3 times here. Just see one important part, this function is very small, right? Very small, I'm saying. But imagine if the functions are of 100 lines or basically more than that. Are you gonna do, you're gonna write everywhere the same 100 lines? No, right? Just create one time, make the black box, and this black box will do its magic. Okay, it's doing its magic, just you're calling just by one line. Okay, I'll just test it, let's just test it, and let's give 5. Okay, so see, 1 2 3 4 5 was being printed. For that again I printed 100 values, right? From line number 39, I guess it was 39. Yeah, and again from line number 45 I'm printing till 500 values. Making sense? So see, we can use the code again and again. Okay, so I hope the intro part is clear. If you are returning a value, then you return whatever you are returning, and since this fact is basically an integer, right? It's an integer, so my return type is an integer. Okay, making sense? If there is nothing to return, just return void. And even when you're catching it, that means, see, if it is an integer, then you'll be catching it inside my integer, right? But if you don't have anything to catch, it's void return type, so don't have to catch anywhere. Just name the function and call for whatever value you want to call it. Okay, so this part is clear, the intro part is clear, right? So in the next videos, let's do some more things. Before that, I would like you guys to actually try to create your prime number code in two functions. Okay, I'll be like giving you any number, and you have to tell whether the number is prime or not. Okay, so create a function like this, okay, and use it in your main. Okay, before that, okay, that's your work. Okay, we'll do in the next video, if in case you are not able to do it. That's very simple. Okay, but before that, I just want to clear one more thing. I've created an I out here, right? Do you think I can access it out here? I plus plus, can I do it? Let's do it after this, because can I do it out here? Or rather, let's say see out I. Can I do it? Anyone? No. Many of you have said the right answer or thought the right answer is no. Why no? Because this I is basically a part of this function whose parentheses lie within this. That means this I exists only this in within this. Okay, so as soon as this part is over, this I is killed. Okay, makes sense. So here there is no I, so I'm getting an error. Okay, as soon as this has been called, it's killed. Again, as soon as again it's called, again new I is created. Again, after this is finished, it's killed again. Okay, makes sense. So let's cover some more things in the next videos. Okay, thank you.